Toronto is the largest city in Canada. There are more than 1,500 parks in the city. The largest park covers an area of more than 200 hectares, and the smallest is only 0.02 hectares, almost as large as one-third of a soccer ball field. Regardless of the size of the park, they all reflect the style of a city. Parks allow us to easily experience and enjoy the 4 seasons of the year. I've even heard that parks are the soul of a city. This is the Canadian Film Centre. In 1937, this site was bought by Canadian financier E.P. Taylor. When Taylor and his wife were out for a walk on a windy autumn day, his wife Winnipeg came up with the name Windfields for this land. In its heyday, Windfields Farm was known as one of the top thoroughbred race horses in North America. Here, Taylor bred Northern Dancer, which was the first Canadian-bred horse to win the Kentucky Derby. Northern Dancer is considered a Canadian icon and was inducted into the Canadian Sports Hall of Fame in 1965. Taylor sold part of the land to a developer in 1968 and donated this 31-hectare park and his mansion to the local city government. In 1988, the Taylors agreed to let the site be used by the newly established Canadian Film Centre. Crossing the woods, we come to Windfields Park. High Park is the second largest municipal park in Toronto after Centennial Park. High Park covers an area of 161 hectares. This is Colburn Lodge, the home of John and Jemima Howard, the founders of High Park.
As a briefly before we get started, we are going to begin with a land development.
John Howard was one of Toronto's earliest architects, an urban engineer and a surveyor. He built Colburn Lodge in 1837. They called the property High Park because of the height of the hill overlooking Humber Bay and Lake Ontario. In 1873, John Howard gave this land to the City of Toronto, which is the foundation of High Park. High Park opened to the public in 1876. The generous gift of the Howards came with some strings, and among them, the park must be kept in a natural state. It must be for the free use, benefits, and enjoyment of all citizens. Drinking alcohol must not be allowed in the park. All of these conditions have been respected throughout the years. High Park is a mixed recreational and natural park with sporting, cultural, and educational facilities, gardens, playgrounds, a zoo, and a grenadier pond. One-third of the park remains in a natural state, with a rare oak savanna ecology. Autumn is a beautiful season, and it is even more beautiful to see it in parks. fall, small animals begin to prepare for winter. They eat as much as they can. Some are busy storing food. Others must recharge their energy to get ready for the upcoming 1,000 miles flight to the south. In the park, people are enjoying the colorful autumn, bathing in the last warm sunshine of the year. They ride bicycles. They walk their dogs. Read newspapers. They play golf or fishing. And to balance exercise. It's so fun to play with Daddy. Someone is playing the clarinet while some are dancing to the music. In fall, the sky is so high and so blue. It's the ideal time to go see trees in the park with friends. The trees look like wearing colorful outfits. How beautiful they are! The breeze, the light, the leaves, and the colors all help to create a beautiful fall cityscape. This fall, the weather is relatively warm in Toronto, and there was lots of rain, so the lawn stays very green. The cable cars of the ski resort are patiently waiting for the arrival of winter. Maybe you prefer to sit down on a bench in the park, watching the leaves gently and quietly swinging in the breeze, falling from time to time, and laying a colorful carpet on the ground. Autumn is my favorite season. See you next fall.